head again. You had your heart set on me, but these feels, they come and go, and they come so easily. Tell me what it is about you that I can't forget. But you...
Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be doing a review on the Colourpop's Pretty Fresh collection. So here I have the Hyaluronic Tinted Moisturiser, and I also have the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer. But I'm super excited to try these today, so I'm going to be doing like a first impressions slash review and wear test on these products. So if you want to hear my thoughts, see how these work on my skin tone, then please just keep watching. Okay, you guys, so I have a primer on my skin. I have used the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I'm actually filming a video of Charlotte Tilbury's at the same time as this, Charlotte Tilbury's Is It Worth Your Money? So I'm going to go through now the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Tinted Moisturiser. So with this one here, you get 43 mils, which is actually quite a lot. That's 13 mils more than your standard foundation. I got mine in the shade Medium 9W. So yeah, as you guys have seen, so that's the uni carton there. And then the actual foundation or the tinted moisturizer itself, this is it here. So I like the you know, the bottle that it, not a bottle, I like the squeezy tube that it comes in. You do get a pump as well, which is really good, and you can feel the difference in how much product you get compared to other foundations. I can't remember how much I paid for this, but Colourpop as a brand, they're like drugstore prices, so they are really affordable, and they have sales on all the time. You can get discount codes to use, which is what I did, and I got it even cheaper. So value for money is like crazy. It's really, it's right up there. Okay, so the color looks really good just looking through the tube itself. It looks like it'll suit my complexion really well. So I think obviously the W is for warm, and I like to go for warmer colors. So I'm just going to pump a little bit out. Oh, maybe I should shake this first. So, oh, the pump's a little bit like stiff or something. I don't know, maybe it's got to be pumped a few times. Start getting some of that product up in there. It's like just splurting out. But anyways, I think I've got maybe about 3 pumps there. So I'm just going to start with that and see how that goes. I like to use a brush to put on my foundations or tinted moisturizers. So I am going to use my Real Techniques. This is like a buffing or stippling brush. I've really been enjoying this for foundation, and I'm going to start working this in the skin. Oh, that color is perfect. How good is that? Oh, that's a win. So I can see straight away that the coverage is very sheer, but I mean, that is to be expected from a tinted moisturizer. I feel like those 3 pumps have really only just covered like 3/4 of my face. So it is lucky, I think, that you get a lot of product, because I think you have to use a lot from what it seems so far. I'm just going to get out another pump. It feels like the actual pump itself is like, could you guys hear that just then? I've got a funny feeling that that is not going to last, the pump itself in this tinted moisturizer. I definitely didn't need a full pump for my forehead, so I'm just going to put the remaining in my T-zone, because I find that that's where I need the most coverage. So just for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to see if you can build this up a little bit. I would normally leave it at that, but I am going to yeah, see if I can build it up. So I might just get another pump. I'm going to see if you can actually take this off, because like I said, I don't think that pump is going to last. I don't know if that would actually unscrew. That feels pretty tight on there. Yeah, unless I've just got a faulty one, I don't know. It is pumping, but it sounds like it's struggling, so we'll see how that lasts. worst case scenario, I could always cut the tube and put it into another bottle. So now I'm just going to pick up my Juno & Co sponge, and I'm going to start working some of the products where I feel like I need more coverage. So again, it's pretty much going to be in the T-zone for me. That's where I feel like I need the most amount of coverage with foundations. I actually feel like I'm getting a better coverage using the sponge. So keep that in mind when you're applying it, guys. If you want a lighter coverage, definitely use a brush. If you want a fuller coverage, use a sponge. Yeah, I'm quite surprised at that. It's giving me a lot more coverage with the sponge, like a lot. There you go. And my favorite application method for any like foundations, tinted moisturizers, BB creams or anything, I like to use a brush and then I'll go over everything with a sponge. But yeah, that just seems to be applying so much better with a sponge. So I think that'll be the way that I'll continue to use it. Or especially if I'm wanting like more of a full coverage from this. So I'm going to make sure to get the ears and then bring it down the neck. So that looks beautiful. It looks really, really dewy and glowy. But again, that could also be from the primer that we have put down underneath, the Hollywood Flawless Filter. I feel like this looks really glowy and dewy and beautiful. The skin just looks really healthy. I feel like we have put quite a lot of the tinted moisturizer on. Like I feel like we've used a lot. I normally wouldn't ever use like that much of anything. But at least you know it builds up really, really well. So that's actually beautiful. Next, we're going to go in with the concealers. So I've got two here. I've got one in the shade 60N and then another one in the shade medium. Oh my God, the sticker is so neutral, blends in with the box. Medium 90W. So yeah, so that's the uni carton for these ones. And then just taking them out so you guys can see the color. My concern is the lightest one here. That color looks really strange. It looks very pinky and almost like it has a gray undertone. So we'll see how it works, but this one will be really good for just like, you know, my complexion, like the outer perimeters of my face. If there's anything I need to conceal. I don't feel like I have a lot of blemishes or anything to conceal, but I'm going to put a little bit of concealer just where I have a little bit of pigmentation. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this shade on my upper lip, and then it actually feels a little bit cooling on the skin. That's interesting. And then I'm going to take this shade here because this is the shade I got for underneath my eyes, so to conceal and brighten. And just going to take a little bit of that. And we'll see how that goes. So first I'm going to blend out the darkest color. It's a very creamy formula. You can feel it's very, very lightweight. But we'll see how everything goes once it's set. So now I'm just going to start working that concealer underneath the eyes. I will bring it up onto the eyelids and underneath the brow to conceal there and help us put down a base for our eyeshadow. I like that everything feels really creamy and hydrating. So that's really, really nice, especially going into the cooler months now. It's actually blending out so easy. I'm so surprised. That is beautiful. I really like to take my time and make sure I really push the sponge over every area of my face to make sure everything's blended seamlessly, if I can get the word out. But yeah, like I said, I feel like everything was really, really easy to blend. Okay, so this is how we're looking so far. I'll also zoom you guys in so you can get a closer look. Okay, so I feel like the skin is looking beautiful. I'm loving the finish of everything. I feel like up close it looks just a tiny little bit cakey, but we have put quite a lot of products on. Like I said, I normally wouldn't put this much of anything on unless maybe I was going out for the evening and I wanted to look really full coverage. But if I wanted to look really full coverage, I probably wouldn't use a tinted moisturizer, but it can be built up. For me personally, I just feel a little bit cakey. Just feeling the skin, so it is a little bit sticky, so I would definitely recommend setting it, and you can get a little bit of transfer as well. So just looking at that, so yeah, I would definitely recommend setting the skin with this. I don't really feel like it's emphasizing texture too much, but we have used some very glowy products, so don't forget we use the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter underneath this as well. So maybe if you wanted more of a matte look, I can see it starting to crease in my crease there as well. But yeah, sorry, as I was saying, you guys, like if you wanted more I guess maybe lasting power, or if you want it to be a little bit more matte, I would definitely use a matte primer underneath. I've also put on, I should let you guys know as well, I do use an oil in the morning as well. I have a vitamin C oil, so I have put that on as well as my moisturizer before using this one. So and then with the glowy base that we've used and the hyaluronic moisturizer, like our skin is glowing to the gods right now. So yeah, definitely if you're going to use that many glowy products, I would definitely recommend setting it. But yeah, like I said, if I didn't add the oil, didn't add that primer, with this you may not need to use a primer. You could just do your moisturizer and then your sunscreen, and then just go in with a tinted moisturizer, and that would be enough. But I'm not mad at the finish. I literally think it looks beautiful, but I am going to set this down before I start creasing. So you guys, the powder I'm going to use to set down my under eye concealer is the Colourpop No Filter Finishing Press Powder. So this is in the shade medium. I'll show you what it looks like. That is the color there. It just feels like the undertone as well is not quite right, but I think this would be okay for under the eyes. So I'm just going to pick up here a Morphe E49 brush. I'm just going to use this to set underneath my eyes and set the concealer. Before I do that, I'm just going to use the sponge just to make sure there's no creasing. And then just going to pick up a tiny bit and just start pushing that down. I'm going to set the eyelids as well, because we are getting a lot of creasing there. Kind of feels like you're not really picking anything up with this powder. It's very strange. Yeah, this powder is really nice. I just wish I had a more wider shade range. Sorry guys, lost my train of thought there. I just wish I had a more wider shade range with this powder as well. They do have quite a lot of shades from what I can remember. It seems like they have quite a lot of shades with the concealer and the tinted moisturizer, but yeah, just not so much with the powder. But that is the under eyes set. So I've just got a different powder I'm going to use for my base. So I'm just going to set down the base, and I might just finish the rest of my face makeup off, and then I will show you guys the finished look. Okay you guys, so this is the completed look. So the full face is finally finished. So obviously I've done my lashes, my brows, the rest of the base off camera, and my lips. I'll leave in the comment section down below everything I have used today, but I'm loving how the complexion is looking. so we are super glowy. I just think everything looks like my face looks really hydrated. I do feel a little bit caked on, especially where I really built up the tinted moisturiser in the T-zone area. But I started filming, I'm just trying to think when I put this on. I reckon it was about 10 o'clock. We'll roll with that. So the time is now pretty much 10 past 11. So I've had this on for an hour or so. So I don't think anything's like separating. I feel like it started to emphasize a little bit of texture that I have around this side of my face. But nothing too bad, nothing separating. It's still looking really nice and dewy, and I feel like I look really hydrated. Yeah, I think it's really, really nice, the tinted moisturizer, especially for the price that I paid. I'm gonna keep updating you guys throughout the day to see how it's wearing, but so far I think it's really, really pretty, and I definitely recommend trying it because it is so affordable. So I'd definitely look at getting a shade if you can find a shade match for your skin tone. But I will talk to you guys soon and let you know how it's wearing. Maybe around about lunchtime or so, and see how it's sitting. And I'll also give you guys a look in natural light. I am pretty much filming in natural light today, but I will take you guys outside so you can get a really good look to see how the face is looking. So I'll talk to you guys soon. So just doing an update for you guys. I'm just standing at my front door, so almost in natural lighting, but I feel like I'm just looking in the viewfinder, still very dewy. Obviously more so in the areas that we've highlighted, looking very, very glowy. I feel like this is holding up really, really nicely. I feel like it is a little bit caked up, like in the crevice of my nose here and here. And I feel like my nose is getting a little bit oily, so I could do with a touch up, but I haven't touched up. And I think it's about 3 o'clock now, so had it on from 10, so what's that, like 5 hours? Yeah, but so far so good. It seems to be holding up. It feels really comfortable. But even like the concealer and everything, I think the color has actually worked out. But I'll give you guys another update and then I'll finish the video. I'm gonna eat some lunch and watch a movie. I'm so tired today. Peace out. Okay, you guys, so this is my final check-in. It's now 9 o'clock here, so I think that works out to be about 11 hours that I have had this on. I think I started applying this at about 10. So yeah, I'm really tired. I'm ready to take my makeup off for the night and crash in. But anyways, I think it's still looking, I'm just looking in the viewfinder, you guys. I think it still looks really, really good. My skin looks very dewy still. Like I said in my last checkup, I have gone a little bit oily in the T-zone, especially on my nose. And I feel like I definitely would need like a touch up just like on either side here. I didn't bake today because of a different video which I filmed, but I think it definitely would have helped to bake my smile line, so here and here. And usually I'll bake like the crevices of my nose as well, and I usually put a little bit of extra powder on my nose. So I think maybe not having done that today might have helped with setting it down a little bit better. But I think this has held up really well. It's not separating or anything, which is really, really good. It's just gone a little bit cakey just in the crevices of my nose there, which I've noticed, and it's just sort of disappeared a little bit. I can feel like around this area here, and that's where I put the extra bit of concealer as well. So not that it's separated, but I feel like it's just sort of disappeared. Like my skin just looks like skin, not when you can see like separation, foundation separating from the skin. But I'm stoked to have this in my collection. I definitely 100% recommend it, especially if you just want something for day wear, just for work, or even if you're just going to the gym, just want a little bit of coverage. I think this would be beautiful. Yeah, I don't think it'd be sweat proof or anything, but it's not like one of those cakey foundations where if you're going to start sweating it off, you know, you're really going to notice it. Yeah, I think it's just worn really beautiful throughout the day. I think the color match has been really, really good. Yeah, I think the concealers worked really well as well. They didn't for me, I felt like they didn't last all day, especially like I said, the one that I put just around my upper lip for a bit of extra coverage. I feel like that definitely has faded. Nothing separated, but it's definitely faded. And the lighter shade, I felt like it wasn't brightening enough under my eyes. So yeah, but because I really liked it, I'd probably look at getting a few other shades in those concealers as well, because it was so blendable and easy to work with. So yeah, but definitely recommend those products, you guys. I'll leave the price down in the comment section down below. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Yeah.